music?
Yeah, I got intro music. It's just gonna be a beat.
I thought maybe Wake Up This Morning for The Sopranos.
It's too long, and like
You just do the
that's like a song like you need to listen to like the whole thing.
Hold on. You're one. What next that? 4.
I'm also gonna Periscope this.
I like hypnotized in my writing for media class.
You take writing for media?
Mm-hmm.
What film?
McCartney.
Matt Robbins.
That's like, like writing film scripts and stuff like that.
I'm writing a Bob's Burgers episode for my final. It's kind of annoying.
All right. Let me get this shit going. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon. At this
Yeah,
point.
I think I got them.
There's no colors.
What's the light?
All right,
blue?
the butt's on.
No, it's cool blue. What's the light blue? What's the light blue flavor?
Glacier Freeze.
There you go.
Glacier Freeze, I believe.
Is that what you're drinking right now?
Yeah. All right, it's the Triple Play Sports Radio Show. I believe we're on episode 9 now at this point. It's our last session in the studio. Kind of sad. And my last session in here until January 2017 because I'll be in Italia eating mozzarella cheese. So kind of a lot to get to today. A lot of action's gone down in the past week, but before we get into real sports stuff, there's been some things online about Gatorade Power Rankings, and I just wanted to clear the air on really what the best flavor Gatorade is. So let's kind of go through our own power rankings, top 5, only 5, everybody knows the rules, and then we'll debate it. My top 5, coming in hot at 1, I got the yellow. I just think it's a great flavor. I'm also a little bit biased because every high school baseball game, there was a big cooler of yellow Gatorade, so kind of associated with that. 2, Glacier Freeze, 8.8. 3, Riptide Rush, the grape one. Not to be mistaken with the Fierce Grape. I don't like the Fierce Grape. The Riptide Rush is better. 4 is Orange, which came out of the Super Bowl cooler, which I successfully bet. That should be noted as well.
Yes.
And then 5, I got red. It just makes your tongue too red, and it's just probably the worst one. And also honorable mention, Gatorade Rain and Tiger's Gatorade. I don't know if you guys ever had Tiger Gatorade when you were younger, but that was amazing. And like they don't make it anymore because of, well, like for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Gatorade Rain was pretty good. But yeah, I'm just going with, ever since I was little, just Cool Blue as my favorite. Still sticking with Cool Blue.
Cool Blue?
Cool Blue.
Dude, that tastes like medicine to me, though.
I like it. It
Seriously does.
But ever since I was little, it was like the blue one. The blue one. Always the blue one. I'm colorblind. Blue's the only color I see. Blue one. The Cool Blue.
That's a you move, dude.
It's a Cool Blue.
That's such a you
It's a
move.
Cool Blue.
You know what? If I had to guess, I knew you're a Cool Blue.
Thank you.
I knew
That's
you
what
were
I'm
a Cool
saying.
Blue.
I didn't want to let you down.
Listen, I think
Cool
it tastes
Blue.
like medicine. I think so. All right. So what's your
And
top
2,
5?
I got Lemon
So
Lime. Lemon Lime comes in number 2,
okay.
which I'm more fond of lately.
Okay.
Then
Fair enough.
Third one, I can go. I don't mind the grape. The grape's not bad. Like grape Glacier Freeze is like my 3, and then 4, I'm going Fruit Punch Red, and then the last one's Orange. So that's my top 5 right there.
Okay.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair
Unlike the
enough.
2 of you, I'm going to go from the bottom, work my way up to the number 1.
Okay.
So 5, I'm going to go with Lou's Cool Blue. It's not bad. It's not great.
All right.
But it's
Fair.
not bad.
All right. Okay.
I'll go 5.
All right. That's acceptable.
And then 4, I'm going to go with Orange. Up to 3, I'm going to go with the Fruit Punch Red. 2, it's going to be a swap of Dom's 1 and 2 picks. So 2, I got Lemon Lime. 1, I got the
Glacier
Glacier
Freeze.
Blue.
Yeah, I was really debating giving Glacier Freeze a number 1, but I think that would have been a little too biased since I had it in front of me. So whatever. So that's the Gatorade Power Rankings. You guys can let us know what you think by tweeting at us at the TPS Guys on Twitter or the blog tpsnation.blogspot.com. Hit us up. All right. Yeah. Enough with the shenanigans. Let's get into it. NFL draft last week. Very, very eventful draft. You had Laramie Tunsil ripping a bong. You had the Giants literally getting robbed of picks, literally ambushed out of picks. What do we think? What do we think of it? Let's start with the Giants first.
Go ahead, Lou. I wrote this last night. I wrote a blog last night, so I give the Giants a B+ in this draft, considering everything that happened in the first round, having the top two of the top 3 offensive tackles go, and obviously the Giants like to stay away from situations like Tunsil, not going out and getting him. I think Apple was their safety pick with Leonard Floyd. The Bears trading up to get Leonard Floyd. I think Apple was their safety pick. So I can't hate it there. The only person that I could have liked there was Shaq Lawson going there. That's the only other play that I would have liked really there, because Leonard Floyd I wanted off the bat. But getting Sterling Shepard as a wide receiver, because remember, Ruben Randall's with the Eagles now.
I like that
He's
pick.
not with the Giants anymore.
Yeah, no, I like that pick.
So at first I didn't realize it, but then I said,
they needed
Randall's
a
not
new
there.
guy. Randall was good, but he wasn't great, and I'd rather take a chance.
And
on
this guy
somebody
Shepard's
else,
got 8 drop balls in 4 years as starting wide receiver for Oklahoma. So this guy has hands like glue. So he's a great pick there. Then you go safety, Darian Thompson, when Landell Collins is your only safety that was consistent last year, meaning on the field almost every game.
Right.
So they needed depth at that position. That was good. B.J. Goodson, he's a strong guy. I looked at his highlights.
What position
is
is
Goodson? Inside linebacker.
Okay.
Big
So
guy.
so
Kind of John
so they got
Beeson
him
has.
in the 3rd round, but that's
4th round.
4th. Yeah.
So linebacker. He was projected to go in the 3rd. He's big. He can fill a hole. He can take on the next level of blockers. He's got some issues in coverage, and maybe a running back can beat him to the outside, but the guy's strong and can plug up a hole on 3rd and 1. So I think that was a good sign.
My biggest question with it is you just signed Jenkins from the Rams, and you have DRC. Right. So how is Apple going to fit into the equation there? I know he can probably cover in the slot or whatnot, but I just don't know how that's going to work.
I get that, because they're both going to. He's obviously going to learn from those two, which is going to be good. And how often do we see someone for the Giants go down? Am I going to be surprised if DRQ is out for a while?
Yeah, no, it's definitely nice to have the safety, but
ideally you can just throw him in on a slot receiver, go man to man, put him there, things like that, because we know our secondary is beat up.
The way I see it, dude, the Bears knew, they absolutely knew that we were trying to take Floyd with the 10th pick there, and they robbed us, because they knew that Tunsil had already posted that video, so he was sliding as it is. And the Giants didn't want to get Tunsil because Reese has too much riding on this draft for him to do that. That would have created a PR nightmare. Yeah. So overall, draft grade for the Giants this year, probably like 7.5. You got to see how it plays out. Apple obviously comes from a well-coached team in the Ohio State Buckeyes with Urban Meyer. 3 Ohio State players went in the top 10 with Bosa, Elliott, and Apple. So we'll see what happens. I like the pick. They haven't picked on the defensive side since 2011, and you kind of knew they were really trying to go for Floyd, but it just so happened that they got kind of robbed of it.
Right. And also wanted to mention this: the last round pick, probably my favorite pick of the draft, is tight end Jarrell Adams. He ran the fastest 40 for a tight end, so he can add more speed to that offense.
Yeah.
Just a guy that he's very similar to Donnell in size and strength, but he's a better blocker than Donnell is. And he's not going to fumble the ball. We know Donnell has fumbling issues. He's not going to fumble the ball.
Donnell sucks. Donnell stinks.
He's not that bad, but Jarrell Adams, I really like this pick as a great backup. He runs a 6'5", 40, and I think Donnell ran a 6'9", so definitely adding speed to that position to just go along with all the fast wide receivers we have. The pick that I hated the most was the running back. They added 6 now. They had 6 running backs, the Giants. I didn't know they added Bobby Ray.
Right, but it wasn't out of the realm of possibility that they were taking Elliott if the Cowboys didn't grab him so early.
That's just because it was Ezekiel Elliott.
Which I think, by the way, is an amazing pick for them with their
Yeah.
offensive line. Everybody's saying that, and I know everybody's saying that, but it really is true. I mean, he's running behind the Great Wall of China.
He is.
You know, so and he's already such a downhill physical runner that I think he would have had success pretty much anywhere. But I mean, there I think he has the best chance.
Right. I just don't get the running back pick for the Giants. Now they got 6. They got Darkclaw, Jennings.
Well, they're gonna let him compete for it.
Rainey,
I mean, there was no.
Parkins now.
The Giants haven't had a feature running back since who? I guess Brandon Jacobs. Bradshaw, I guess. But the Giants have always ran like a tandem of running backs. They've never had one feature guy. So that's
Probably
kind of the way
since
it's
Tiki
always
Barber.
been for them since Eli was there. So
Yeah. But I don't know why you don't go offensive
Tiki
line in the
obviously,
5th
but
round.
that's years ago now.
You gotta go offensive line in the 5th round. They released 2 guys from last year. I don't know why they just didn't go offensive line. Because remember, Sherman was a 5th round pick. You can find diamonds in the rough in the 5th round.
Right.
You never know what you can find with offensive tackle. So I was a little disappointed with the 5th pick, but otherwise a solid draft.
Yeah. I thought the Cowboys had a pretty solid draft as well. Let's keep it in the NFC East. Joe, what do you got for me on the Skins draft?
Well, everyone knows they picked up Josh Norman from Carolina, and that really took care of the biggest missing piece that they were missing on defense. The next day, they went ahead and they released Chris Culliver, the former 49er, who I personally really liked, but he had a torn ACL, he had too many injuries, so they released him to clear up $8 million in cap space. First round, they had the 21st pick in the draft. 22nd, and they went wide receiver. What's his name?
Josh Doxson.
Josh Doxson.
Doxson. Yeah, no, he's good.
He was second wide receiver. Like I think they said, second best wide
He's a
receiver.
good guy to
before.
go with Jordan Reed, so little pressure off of him now.
And they still have Deshaun, so
Deshaun,
you can learn from him.
So still have some pieces.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick for them. I like that pick, especially with you guys are locking up Kirk Cousins. So
I think they had an overall pretty good draft. They picked up some pieces on defense. The biggest question mark that they're saying for the Redskins right now is the running back position, which I don't see as a problem. They have Matt Jones. How's close?
Oh,
they have Matt
so
Jones
close.
and Chris Thompson, both those running backs I like a lot. Matt Jones is young. He has some fumbling issues, which I think they'll take care of. And as long as they take care of those issues, I really don't see the running back position as a problem for them, which all these experts are pinning that position as a red flag for the Redskins.
How's their O-line?
Over the last couple of
right?
years, they've been putting some pieces together.
I
So
think
Trent Williams at left tackle, Pro Bowl left tackle. They've been putting some pieces together.
You took Brandon Scherf from us in the draft
Yep.
last year.
Yep.
I remember that. You guys just did that just so we wouldn't get him. I think that's what the Redskins did.
But I really think that they're slowly putting pieces together. I don't know. I think they'll be decent this year. I think they can they'll be contending for that weak NFC East title again. But I think they're slowly putting the pieces together.
Yep. And then let's
Just run down the top 10 picks real quick. The Rams, starting with the Rams.
Yeah. Go ahead. So Goff, I think is going to be the stud. I think Wentz is the loser. I think I could just kind of see it in their faces too. Honestly, like Goff's kind of just has exudes some sort of better awareness of what he's doing. And listen, I think that Goff is probably a better pocket passer as well, and I think he's got the arm strength to do it. So, well, Wentz, the Eagles have been all over him. The whole thing with Bradford,
The Eagles got Bradford, Chase Daniel,
it's
and
crazy.
Wentz.
Well, they're obviously going to trade Bradford or somebody. A move is going to be made before the season starts there.
Yeah, the Chargers went Bosa.
Yeah.
Chargers got Bosa, first defensive end off the board.
That pick's pretty irrelevant though. That doesn't help the Chargers in the short term.
No, I don't think so either. And he's kind of undersized. He could easily be a bust, but
Who, Bosa?
yeah. He's a little undersized for the NFL.
I don't know. He was an animal in college.
He's good. He's good.
An animal.
It's college though, but then you got the Cowboys with Elliott running behind, like you said, the Great Wall of China there. And the Jaguars, team that I think might have won this draft, took Jalen Ramsey. Great corner, best corner in the draft.
Yeah, the Jags did a real good job. That Ramsey kid's a stud out of Florida State, so
yeah.
hopefully they can get a winning record right?
Yeah,
Once.
they could.
I don't know if they've ever had a winning record, but
You got the Ravens then taking Ronnie Stanley as the first offensive line because, Tunsil dropping. He was the first one to go. I believe Tunsil would have went there if no.
Tunsil would have went there if that video wasn't
Yeah.
posted, and then maybe the Giants would have had the
Conklin.
opportunity to pick
Like,
between
Conklin
Apple,
was-
Conklin,
yeah.
or Stanley.
So,
But
those
that
guys.
didn't happen.
Then 49ers got to Forrest Bruckner at Oregon. Titans.
Yeah,
took
that's
Jack
like the
Conklin.
man-child
Yeah.
kid from Baylor, right?
Yeah.
Who
No, was it Oregon or Baylor? No.
DeForest Buckner, I think is out of Baylor. He's the guy that you saw like, there's a picture of him and he's like enormous. Oh no, he's out of Oregon.
Yeah,
he's out of
I was gonna
Oregon.
say,
Who's
I
the
know
guy
who
who?
you're talking about?
Yeah,
He looked like
yeah.
he was wearing like a belly shirt.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought it was that guy. No,
Yeah, I
but this
think
guy's a
that dude's a
monster as
tight
well. Like,
Yeah.
no, this guy's huge. He's
Yeah,
a young
yeah,
guy,
he's big.
so.
Yeah, then Titans go Conklin, skipping on Tunsil again. Bears trade up to get Floyd, and then Giants get Apple.
Yeah.
But Tunsil ended up going 13th to the Dolphins.
And who were the picks right after we took Apple? It was
Well, the big picks were Dolphins taking Tunsil in the 13th.
right.
The 13th. Bills took Shaq Lawson with the 19th. So I thought Lawson slipped in this draft quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really see him projected that high though. I mean, in most mock drafts the day before it, like he was like in the high teens.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't really know.
He went there.
But the thing with the NFL draft is like a lot of these kids, they come from programs where, it's not anywhere near the level that the NFL plays at in terms of even the formations. I mean, these guys, like especially the quarterbacks. I mean, they're playing in systems that NFL teams would never even consider
Right.
running because it's just not the way
Right.
you do things. So it's very, very difficult to project how.
I think it's just motion sensor lights, whatever.
So it's very
Yeah.
difficult to project how they're gonna do over the course of their career. So I mean, I think out of the top 10, I wouldn't be surprised if 5 or 6 of them are just total duds. So that's really the way it works almost every year, I think. So
Yeah. And then the Broncos took Paxton Lynch. You think that guy might be the starter for them, or is there Michael Sanchez?
yeah, I'm not
Sanchez
sure.
and Lynch.
I'm not sure. We'll see with
That was
that. I mean,
definitely
the
a pick
Broncos
with the
situation,
Broncos.
that's been one of the bigger headlines, in the NFL offseason. So
Yeah, that
wow,
was
it's like really bright now.
all right. Then Jalen
Um,
Smith, Miles Jack both go in the second round with their knee issues. One of the Cowboys.
Yeah,
and
Miles
one of the
Jack
Jaguars.
was projected at like 5 in the mock
Yeah.
draft, and
Yeah.
Reese obviously wasn't taking him because he's got too much riding on it. Like he's just had too much riding on it, which sucks because like I would have maybe even considered taking a gamble on Jack with that
Or
pick
trading up
after
for him in the second round. Like
right.
they did with
Even
Collins
that,
last year.
even that, yeah. But I mean, even using a second round pick, I think would have caused kind of a shitstorm with Reese, and like a lot of questions would be dropped. So he's just trying to save his job, I think, with this
Absolutely.
draft. So he played it safe, and I think he did an okay job. We'll see how it plays out. He's done a good job in the past. I'll give him credit for that. The team just hasn't won recently.
Yeah.
So
The Jaguars D
That's
is
it.
going to be great this year. Don't sleep on them. Might be a low fantasy pick, you get them after the draft's over in fantasy. Jaguars D.
Jags D.
But, yeah, they're going to be good. And the Titans get Derrick Henry, which is a little surprising considering they just signed DeMarco Murray in the offseason. So they're going to have those two guys there in Tennessee along with Mariota who can run the ball. So
It's
who knows
interesting,
who's
yeah.
there.
I was pretty interested to see that Derrick Henry fell so far.
He went 45th. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know he wasn't projected. I don't even think in the first round to
No,
begin
I
with.
don't think he was. I think Elliott was only
He's a Heisman winner, but I mean, at Bama, he was running behind the Great Wall of China,
Yeah.
like Elliott's gonna be. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, they have pizza. I want pizza. Yeah, let's go to the NBA playoffs. Let's transition now. Lou, what do you got?
So,
Bad officiating.
Yeah,
I know that's been going
little
on.
poor officiating, but human error. There's nothing really we could do. Let's start with the Spurs game the other night. Ginobili was guarding the inbounder. The inbounder trying to get a lane to pass in. Throws his elbow in Ginobili's chest, throws him off of him, and lobs a pass into. He was trying to get the ball to Durant, I think, Pretty
It was either
Durant.
him
Yeah, it was
or
Durant.
the guy that
Yeah.
looks like Adam Morrison.
Yeah, it was Durant. Trying to get the ball into Durant, lobs it up. Spurs ended up stealing the ball. So if the Spurs didn't steal the ball, I'd put a little blame on the refs here. But Spurs got the ball. Popovich could have took a timeout and drew up a play with 10 seconds left. He didn't. He let the Spurs go, and they ended up airballing a 3 at the buzzer.
Right.
So, Thunder, congratulations. After getting blown out in the first game, comes back and gets a game in on the road. That's huge for them.
Yeah, the spread.
Now they're going
The spread
back
had
home.
to be like a lot in that
Yeah.
second game after they got blown out of the water. I think everybody thought that the Spurs were going to come out and roll over them again and then probably sweep them. But listen, like I don't think the Thunder are winning this series by any means, but they definitely have the firepower in Westbrook and KD to at least win one and maybe steal another. Maybe. I don't know.
So there was that game. The second one was the Heat game was great.
Last night that went into OT. Lowry
hit 3
heaved up that.
at half court.
Yeah.
And I give a lot of credit to Dwayne Wade, man. He seems like towards the end of the game, this guy's going to have the ball in his hands. This guy's going to make a shot. This guy's going to get a steal. Like at the end of the game, he got the steal and finished it in the and one and the game.
And he's been doing it forever. He's amazing.
Forever. And there's also now the Union wants to meet with Chris Bosh and the Heat and be like, all right, what's going on here? There's videos of you shooting 3-pointers and nailing them. Like, you're not playing because why? And they're doing, the undisclosed medical injury. So
Bosh has had like serious
Clocks,
medical
yeah.
issues, yeah.
But the
So.
Union wants to meet with the Heat and be like, what's going on? Like, why isn't he playing?
Well, Bosch wants to play, but the Heat trainers won't clear him. That's what's
Right.
going
Well,
on.
I mean, I think that's a tough situation. There's a liability in it all as well, so you got to factor that in. But it's amazing to see D Wade do what he does. And even as he's aging, like he's not getting better with age. I mean, he was so nice, like
Right.
a couple years back, and like when he first came up out of Marquette. But so they're up 1-0 on the Raptors. That'll be a good series, though. That'll
That'll
definitely
be
be a
good.
good series.
I would love to see Heat Cavs. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Love to see Heat Cavs. I have nothing more I want to see than Heat beat the Cavs, to be honest. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, that would be sweet. That would be sweet. And then LeBron would probably literally cry a river.
Yeah.
And again, while we're on the subject of LeBron, I mean, he's just like the biggest drama queen I've ever seen on a basketball court. He thinks he's entitled to every single call, and when he thinks he gets fouled, he just lays on the ground.
I was watching the game, and I see like 10 seconds later, like LeBron runs down the court. I'm like, oh, he didn't run back on defense after he missed a layup and laid on the floor.
No, El Prez put up a Twitter video of him counting after LeBron was a no foul call that he thought was a foul. So he's laying on the ground and he's counting. He counted to like 12 before LeBron even got down the court, and he tried to swat some guy
shot,
shooting a three like out of nowhere. So I mean, listen, like he's the biggest clown ever.
Yeah.
And I can't stand him. I hope the Cavs go down in flames, but they are playing very well right now, and I think finally like something's clicking with him, Irving, and Love. I think they're finally all on the same page after they've literally had like high school drama,
Right.
in prior months, prior years. So we'll see how it plays out.
And then
The
you have
Warriors
came back last night. They were down 8 points almost the whole
Yep.
entire game till the fourth quarter. They turned their defense up in the fourth quarter.
They outscored them
getting
34-12 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So
They got their turnovers they needed. They finished at the rim. Thompson stepped up. Thompson's been stepping up with Curry out, and Livingston's been stepping up at the point guard position. Festus Ezeli had a great game last night off the bench, coming in there being the offensive force down low, getting points. But it almost brings the question, you hear this question a lot, with how valuable is Steph Curry to the Warriors if they keep winning without him? Like, obviously, he's a shoo-in for the MVP, in my opinion, but if you took a LeBron away from the Cavs aren't what they are. You're taking Curry away from the Warriors, and the Warriors are still winning here. Like, is Curry the most valuable
I think
player?
that just
That's the
speaks to
one-
how good the Warriors are and how good they are at just filling the empty void,
Right.
rather than it is Curry not being the player to that like the end all be all for them to win.
Right.
You know, I think that the Warriors, they literally just set the single season win record.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Curry didn't do that by himself by any means. Draymond Green's an All-Pro. So is Klay Thompson. They're studs.
Right. But without Curry, they probably don't get
this team can
73
take care of
points.
business against the Trailblazers and maybe even sweep them without Curry. The bigger question lies when they have to play the Spurs in the next round. You know, they're not going to be able to beat the Spurs without Steph Curry. That's just a fact.
That's true.
So you'll see it, I think, more when they play a better team.
And Curry wants to come back game 3. And if I'm the Warriors, I'm like, you're not
Against
coming.
the Blazers?
Yeah, I'm like, you're not coming back unless the series
he's not
gets
coming
to
back
2-2.
unless the series is 2-2.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
what
they really shouldn't push him.
That's smart.
You
That
need
would be
him
smart.
100% healthy for that Spurs series because you're gonna need him. The Spurs got depth; they can run, they can play with the Warriors, and you know what? The Spurs are almost a team. If Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker were in their prime, they'd be the Warriors right now. They would be the Warriors team if those three were in their prime.
Yeah,
They'd be two identical teams almost.
Yeah.
But they're definitely gonna need Curry to come back against the Spurs and be 100% healthy. So I wouldn't want to rush him back unless the series got to 2-2, and then you come back doing Game 5 would be home, I believe. They go 2-2, 1-1-1.
yeah.
So come
The
back
finals
home
was
at Game
2-2.
5.
Which I don't know why they do that. But
So you got the Hawks and the Cavs tonight at 8. Cavs are up 1-0.
Gonna go up 2-0 most likely.
Yeah. So if you want to see LeBron cry like a baby, tune into that at 8. NHL Playoffs. Joe, your Isles, tough loss last night, huh?
Yep.
Real tough.
And the more I think about it, the more frustrated I get. But I just feel like this team does this to their fans time and time again, whether it's goals at the end of a period and goals right after they score. They took a 3-2 lead, they had all the momentum. 58 seconds later, Tampa ties it up 3-3. And then last minute of the game with 38 seconds left, they tied it up 4-4, and then ended up winning in overtime. I was debating coming in here, making the argument about the officiating, about that hit Boyle made right before he scored the game-winning goal. I don't know if you guys saw it.
Yeah,
The
I
hit
watched.
to the head.
I watched.
You know, I said it before. I said it last week when we were talking about the Islanders beating Florida and how the Panther fans were complaining about there was supposed to be a tripping call and that should have been the end of the game, and then there should have been a Game 7. The officiating to me is almost deciding these games. They almost did it in the NBA with the Thunder game, and they're doing it in the NHL. But I'm blaming the Islanders, not the officiating. They shouldn't even have gotten to overtime. But with that being said, they should have been on the power play if they should have made that call on that
You
hit.
scored with 34 seconds left?
38.4.
38.4.
Yeah, but by no means the Isles are not out of series. And
No.
listen, every year I feel like the Isles are on the verge of achieving something really great, whether it's making a run to the Cup final or winning the Cup. So I think you just got to be patient as an Isles fan.
Game 4 is Friday back at Barclays. To me, that's a must-win. If you go down 3-1 and then you have to go play Game 5 in Tampa, I don't see it going back to Brooklyn after that. So I think Friday's a must-win for them.
No, I think they win in Brooklyn Friday night.
I hope you're right.
I think they do. You got the Caps and the Pens tonight.
Every
that's
series
been
is
a
2-1.
series. Yeah, I think every
Which
series
is
is
just
2-1.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's great for
Yeah.
hockey. It's just the difference between the NHL and the NBA is that home ice, obviously means something, but it's not everything. In the NBA, I feel like the Warriors are going to win their games on their home court. The Spurs are going to win their games on their home court. The Cavs. Hockey, it really doesn't matter. The Predators had a series against the Ducks last round. They were down 2-0 after losing both games in Nashville and went to Anaheim and took 2 out of 3. So home ice obviously means something, but it's not everything. That's what I love about the NHL, about the playoffs. That every series is 2-1 right now, and it really doesn't matter who's home, who's away.
Yeah,
Either team can win.
It's really great television too to watch. I mean, and the NHL gets no love on ESPN or really anything. You go on the website and it's NFL, MLB, NBA,
NHL.
even NCAA football is ahead of the NHL. You need to click on another tab to find
It's like
NHL.
more. There's a drop
Yeah,
down.
it's
NHL
want more. Here's the NHL. So, I just think it's crazy to me because hockey is just such a great sport to watch, especially in the playoffs. In my opinion, might even be the best playoff sport to watch.
I think it's the best sport.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
Yeah.
I really do.
It's just so unpredictable, so competitive. Guys have gone through the whole season. They might be a little banged up. They're really leaving it all out there. So, Caps Pens has been an amazing series. I think both Ovi and Crosby are just really, really hungry for titles, and they're butting heads and going after it, and it's been a great series. So
Pittsburgh's doing it too without their starting goalie. Fleury's been out. They've been doing this back of this kid. He had 47 saves. The other night.
crazy.
Kid standing on his head for Pittsburgh, and that game 4 tonight is in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So Pittsburgh has a chance to take a 3-1 lead.
Yep.
Going back into Washington. That'd be huge.
That would be enormous. I'll be watching that game tonight without a doubt.
I'm trying to think last night's game. Somebody, Nashville won 4-1.
Nashville won 4-1, and the Blues
Crushed
routed the
Dallas,
Stars
right?
6-1 to go up 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, I think the Blues win the cup this year.
I love the Blues.
Yeah.
I like watching them. I'm rooting for them, and I'm rooting for Nashville also to win that series.
Yeah, I love the Preds. My buddy's a big Preds fan, and it's like doesn't really make sense, but he's just like a Preds fan. So the Preds are down 2-1, so they play on Thursday, I believe.
And the Sharks are a big
And they're
surprise.
at
The Sharks usually aren't a good playoff team. They usually choke in the playoffs, but
No, the Sharks are bringing it this year.
a lot of
The
experts
Sharks
are
are bringing
saying
it
they're the
this
most
year.
dangerous team right now in the playoffs. But,
Especially with the Kings and the Blackhawks out, the two head honchos, the people that have won it the past 4 years. So
And even Boston's out, and they didn't even make it in the East. Like all new teams, it seems like.
all new teams since there hasn't been a different cup winner than the Blackhawks or Kings since I think 2009. If you exclude the Bruins in 2011, so I think the Penguins won in 2009. So definitely awesome stuff. Can't really beat the NHL playoffs. Let's get into the baseball. A lot of things kind of going on. The Yanks have been bad. The Mets have been good. A couple PED announcements. So let's start with the Yanks. First and foremost, I don't think they've won a game since our last show last week. Have they?
They might have not. They got swept by the Red Sox, and now they've just lost again last night. But
Right. Well, I knew that, but they're
They
what,
might,
8-16?
they still got 8 wins.
Yeah. So listen, it's just really unacceptable. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on exactly what it is. It's just a lot of things are going wrong, and in baseball, like that's kind of how it is. When it rains, it pours, and that's what's happening to the Yanks right now. They can't catch a break. This weekend you had Betances come in, try to keep the score even. He gives up a homer. He had a rough weekend up in Fenway, giving up the homer to Poppy, right, and then giving up the homer to Shaw down the pesky pole in right field. So, listen, it's the starting rotation. It's the lineup not hitting.
The lineup hits and then the rotation messes up. They lost 8-7 to the Red Sox and they put up 7 runs, the most they did in the series. They lose the game.
Yeah.
And they put up 0.
But there's no consistency with that
0.
lineup. Like you need to be going out every night and putting up 4 to 5 runs to give yourself a good chance at winning. So. Severino's been pretty terrible.
Yeah,
last night I thought he showed some signs of improvement, but signs of improvement don't win you games, and that's just a fact. So, they have a lot of things to figure out. Are they going to make some moves, bring some guys up, switch things around? Cashman was interviewed, I think, yesterday. And he said that there's no plans in shape to make any changes structurally. So,
I definitely think Girardi's job is in jeopardy right now.
Yeah,
he's got a losing season. He's so gone.
Yeah, I think he lasts the whole season. I think no matter what, I don't think they're going to can him in the middle of the year. But I mean, anything's possible. I mean, listen, like if they're in the All-Star break and they're like
10 games under 500,
10 games under, he could be gone. He could definitely be gone. So, it's a bad situation. It's not the start that I anticipated. Contrary to last season, they started well. Actually, they started real well. So you just got to get back on track. Take it one day at a time. Win one game at a time. You can only win once every day. So that's the way you got to do it. Joe, your Mets have been having a lot of success.
You're right, they have, except for their most recent game last night. Matt Harvey threw, once again, subpar at best.
He hasn't really had great stuff the month of April.
But
the whole month of April.
He's 2-4, ERA above 4.50. They actually there's a chart on ESPN that his ERA through like the first 4 innings is under 2. In the 5th inning, it's over 6, and in the 6th inning, it's over 20. So he's having trouble when he gets into that lineup the 3rd time around. That seems to be where he's having the most trouble. But despite how poorly he threw last night, it didn't matter how well he threw. Some kid, Matt Whistler, I think his name was, threw a one-hitter through 8 innings against the Mets last night. They won, I believe it was 4-0 they won last night. But the Mets play at 1 o'clock today. They got Mats on the mound. They're going for their 6th straight series win, which is great. They're playing good baseball all around. They're one of 4 teams remaining that have single-digit losses. It's the Mets, the Nats, the Cubs, and the White Sox, I believe. But you're right. They're playing good baseball. Hopefully, last night was just a fluke. It won't be a continuous thing. Hopefully, they bounce back this afternoon. And they're a game and a half behind Washington in the division.
Yeah. I mean, Harvey's definitely been a little bit frustrated. He came out and
He's
said
blaming
that.
his mechanics. I don't know if that's true. They're saying maybe he should skip a start, have a little breathing room. He looks defeated before he even goes out there. That's the problem.
Yeah, and I think with him, it's a lot about confidence.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot on the mental side. Baseball, as we know, it's 90% mental. So.
But other than the first game he pitched against the Royals the opening week, I think he's faced the Braves twice, the Phillies once or twice. I mean, he's not really going up against these high-powered offenses. The Braves have hit, I think, 4 home runs this year. They hit another one off of him last night. So he's not really facing these incredible lineups.
No.
He just can't seem to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, some days you have your stuff, some days you don't. He's consistently not had it in, however many starts he's made, 5, 6, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think he'll come around. He's too good of a player not to.
I think so too.
And, the Mets are fine right now. They're doing fine. Syndergaard's throwing amazing. He's having
the rest of the
hot start.
The rest of the rotation's
picking up the slack.
Even Cologne threw 8 innings of.
Cologne's got like a 2.56 or something like that.
I think it's like 2.13.
Oh my God, it's insane. Mm-hmm. It's really crazy. It's really crazy to me. He's literally a human blob. Like he's a blob. Like it's unbelievable. It's unreal. I don't know how he does it still. I mean, he's got good stuff though. He's got great stuff. So you can't fault him there. And now the PED thing. It's really, really discouraging to see that this is still going on in the league and in the game in general. It sets, just like a bad precedent around baseball and, is again staining the name of the game. So, listen, it's like, more than 10 years since the Mitchell Report was released? And we're still dealing with this kind of stuff. And last week D. Gordon obviously suspended 80 games. Who else is suspended? Chris Colabello on the Blue Jays, which doesn't surprise me. The Blue Jays are cheaters. The Dodgers is suspended. And then there's more names coming out. I think this week that are going to be announced. So we'll be on top of that and hopefully blogging it this week. But.
What's interesting with D. Gordon is you got Barry Bonds being the hitting coach over there. It's like, all right, Barry, what are you telling these guys to do?
Right? I mean, you can't help but think. Like maybe something was going on. But, the problem that I have with it.
It's vitamin C, D. Gordon, take it. It's good. Don't worry about it.
The problem that I have with it is that he tested positive for it in spring training. So, and then he appealed it. And I guess it was some sort of like the appeal wasn't released because it wasn't news until I think last week when it came out. So how are you gonna do that to my fantasy team? Yeah. Do me more dirty than that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I think I might have spent like a 2nd or 3rd round pick on Gordon. And right? He was pretty high. Yeah, he was pretty high on
Your
the
second
draft
was going to be Anthony Rizzo.
My second was going to be Anthony Rizzo, which my computer glitched, and then it auto-picked AJ Pollock, who
is out for almost the whole year.
Whose elbow is in a million pieces. So that's kind of been the season.
You're 2-2 though. You're doing fine.
Yeah, I am 2-2. So I'm hanging in there.
I'm in the cell. I'm the only 1-3 team.
Yeah, I mean.
It's because you wanted to draft Paul Goldschmidt, not
He's
Bryce
coming
Harper
around.
first.
He's doing fine.
One last thing about the PED thing. Should the MLB make it so that if you test positive once, you are done? I think at this point,
It depends
at this point, you should. Everybody's seen what happened with A-Rod. Everybody's seen what happened with McGuire and Sosa. It just the fact that it's still happening and still around the game is mind blowing. It's mind blowing to me. And who knows if there's stuff that they found, that can, not show up on a drug test.
I see what you're saying.
Enhance.
Guys that take certain the drug test is very precise, and any little thing that like could be in like a protein shake or it could be in like creatine.
Yeah, but D. Gordon's not accidentally taking a protein shake. Like he consciously like took steroids.
I don't know if he consciously took steroids. I don't know anything about it yet, but there's just a small dose of supplement like that's in it. You've never been caught before. Like, okay, like sorry, I didn't know this product had this in it. Like, I'm not gonna take it anymore. Like, we're fine here. Give me my suspension. Let it be. I think after the second time, yes. After the second time, you can get him out of the league.
I don't think so.
You can't just get someone out of the league for the first time.
Dude, someone should not be able to play baseball again.
Someone would slip it in there. What if someone slips it in your drink? What if someone slipped it in your drink?
That would scare the shit out of everybody. Nobody would touch it. Nobody would touch it.
Right.
They would take whatever money they
How does
had.
D. Gordon react to that? Seeing it's been done so many times, and so many guys got away with it so many times, and he's okay. I got caught once, and now I'm done.
Tough shit. You saw it happen. Learn your lesson from those guys.
All right. Let's say. Okay, you get Severino's out in Fenway. Some guy sees him on sees him in a bar or something like that, and he's just there with his teammates, just even drinking just like a water or anything. A guy comes over, puts like,
what's he gonna like?
Fucking
drug him up?
Yeah, just puts a little freaking powder of steroids in his drink, and then Severino drinks it, tests positive for steroids. The guy's out of the league. He had no idea how it happened. You can't just get rid of a guy after the first time. It's like you can't do that.
See,
listen, the chances of that happening,
but it's
It's
not like
But that's how easy
you're getting date raped.
That's how easy it is, though.
Right, it's
that's
that easy. But I'm saying these guys don't get caught because of a situation like that.
There were issues we saw it even in the Olympics back then with Russia and stuff. They said, this was drugs. Someone put these things in my water.
I'm gonna put a poll on Twitter. I'm gonna put a poll on Twitter right now.
You can't get rid of the guy.
Should MLB players be permanently removed from the game after testing positive the first time for steroids?
What is it? 3 times you're done? Is that what happened to Henry Mejia? He's like
3 times done. 3 times done. I'll
go
like
2
times.
3 strikes and you're out.
I would go 2.
I would go 2.
I
can't go 1.
Listen, no, I would definitely bring it down to 2. That's fair enough.
I would go 2.
But I really think it should be 1. I really think it should be 1.
You can't just because of the history of how it's been happening.
So what if they come out next year and say, listen, like those that have taken it and served your suspension, you're fine. This year we're starting a rule where if you test positive for performance-enhancing drugs, even having no prior history of it, you are out of baseball. You are no longer playing in the major leagues.
You can't.
Go play in Japan.
You can't.
I think you can make the penalties harsher. I mean, 80 games, it's really nothing in baseball. It's half the season. I would go maybe a full season. I'd go, I don't know, something. But
I don't know.
Maybe no playoff eligibility next time your team makes the playoffs.
I mean, that's just bananas. I don't think you could do that part.
I would do that over
just
kicking him out of the league.
5 years later, I'm in the playoffs and I can't play now. And I've been off of drugs for 5 years. Like, all right, let's do that with, like, who was on? David Wright. Let's say David Wright did that. And like, wait, we're the Mets. We never make it to the playoffs, but now we're getting good. And now David Wright can't play in the playoffs because he took PEDs in 2001. Like, I mean, come on. You can't just say, yeah, you're done for the
next
playoffs.
postseason.
Can't do that.
Should the
You
MLB
can't kick him out of the league either. That's what that wants to do.
Should the
Both of
MLB
those
enforce
ideas
a
are
permanent
terrible.
ban on players that take PEDs for the first time? Yes. No.
I'm going 13% are going to say yes, and
No, I'll go 25%.
we'll say yes.
One
So I really think he's going to get like 8 people to vote, so we'll get 2 people to say yes.
No, it's on my Twitter. I bet I get at least 15 people.
No way.
At least 15 people.
I actually got
Because people just click it. Like you,
I know.
and you don't have to say like who you are. You just
Right.
click it.
I did my 5th or 6th. I've been doing polls on my for my baseball team on the Twitter page, and I think I got my career high was 15 yesterday. It's 15 votes.
You got 15 votes on your Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It was not my
congrats.
Twitter. It's my the team I coach, the Blue Jays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be covering the Long Island Blue Jays. Joe's team. He coaches his little brother's club team. He's the head honcho over there. So he's gonna be covering some stuff as the summer goes along and how
Keep you updated.
how that goes. So yeah, so far we got 0 votes.
I don't have my phone. I vote. My phone's over there. Hopefully the video's not paused with the text message on it.
Yeah, we got nothing so far.
But
I'm telling you, you need 8 votes and you need 2 people to say yes, so you get 25%.
you can't just suspend someone for one-time use. You can't do that. Anyone
It's
out there
just-
that wants to listen right now, you can call.
But you
call
would
me
agree
in.
with me that it's unfathomable how it's still in the game 10 years
Well,
after the Mitchell report.
Yeah, it's got to stop. But I think doing it twice may help it a little bit. But like, you can't do it once.
Kick them out of the playoffs.
You can't do it once. You're gonna have Tom Brady sending guys in the locker room putting drugs in other people's drinks. Like,
That's not gonna happen.
Like-
you think that people are gonna get like set up with it, like blackmailed,
yes,
like blackmailed into taking
one
steroids?
and done. One and done. I would have tried to if Tom Brady played in the MLB, I would have tried to do it by now. I would try to just get Tom Brady out of the MLB.
So-
when he was there. Like LeBron James, like LeBron, like try this new drink I have. Like, please.
He's not gonna like he wouldn't try it. he'd be like no.
Or just find LeBron's drink and just throw something in there. Like
You can sound like
guys,
just sitting out there waiting for someone to put it in. It makes it sound like it's easy.
It's not that hard.
Okay.
I don't think it's
So
that
next
hard
time
to
you go to
do.
a Yankee game, find Dave Ortiz's drink and tell me how easy it is to put something
I
in
mean,
there.
if I was on the grounds crew for Yankee
Why don't you just put it in the water cooler? The whole Red Sox.
Yes,
water.
exactly. That's what I'm
The
saying.
whole team
That
is
would
on
work.
steroids. Oh my god, we're talking about drugging people like in the way that like you set them. Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
I mean, I don't think it's that ridiculous. You saw it in the Olympics.
So it would happen already though, like the suspension, you know, like an 80-game suspension and like having your name associated with steroids is bad enough as it is. So why doesn't that happen more? Do you seriously think there are people on the Mitchell report that got like drugged, like unknowingly took PEDs?
Maybe not, but
like
maybe if
genuinely
they
did
find
not know
out
they
that
took
it's-
it. No, they all consciously knew that they were taking
They'll come
steroids.
out and say, yeah, I know I did, I'm sorry.
Like
I
you're not
did
at a
it."
restaurant and like nobody's stuffing pills in
The food, no.
your Peter Luger steak. Like that's not happening.
No, it's not happening. But one and done, you don't know. It might be. If the rules get changed,
Like there's more at stake.
more at
Like,
stake. It might happen.
oh man, it's too funny. That's too funny.
It's like, let's get Craig Kimbrell out of the league for the Red Sox, like so they don't have a closer anymore. It's just like I don't know. I wouldn't put it past anybody.
You put it in the whole Red Sox dugout, and then like they all test positive, like except the people in the bullpen.
But that's what I'm saying. It's just one and done's hard to do. It's really hard to do.
So we'll all agree you go 2 and done.
And what if a guy like Bryce Harper, that's giving the MLB so much revenue, could test positive, and it's just like now this guy's out of the game and no one can see him again?
I'd
It's
be
just
okay with
like
that.
I wouldn't be okay.
Yeah, you'd be okay
I
with
don't
it,
want
but
to see
like
it 19 times a year.
I would kind of be in shambles because I'm expecting the Yanks to sign him in 2 years.
Exactly. So it's just
like the fact that I'm already looking forward to that as a
Yeah.
Yankees fan says a lot about the way things have been the past few years. Like,
The Yankees are looking forward to 2018 very much. But
oh man, I hope they figure it out by then. Oh boy. Oh.
telling you,
Oh.
you gotta do 2. 2 and done's fine. 1 and done. Yeah. 1 and done's a sticky situation.
Make baseball fun again. Let everybody do steroids and bad flips.
Wasn't there a rumor that Jake Arrieta was on?
Yeah, that's not true.
Yeah. He
They said
is
they were
like,
gonna test them, I think.
oh, we got to vote. No.
If I had my phone, I'll vote yes for you, just to make you feel better.
No, you wouldn't. Don't do that.
Not people will vote. Wait, hold on. Let's see how many people have seen the tweet and like compared to the people that have voted.
Probably like 25 people have seen it.
2 votes, no. Is that because you just voted?
No, I'm about to though.
Wait, why can't I look at like who?
You can't see how many people see you tweet on there.
Oh no, I can. 32 impressions.
And 3 votes?
And then 3 votes. Maybe people haven't mustered up the courage yet to vote. I'm still holding out hope. No, the over-under is 15 right now.
You're getting under.
You're taking the under.
At best, you're getting 10.
I'm actually voting. Well, oh, dude, it doesn't let me vote.
You can't vote on your own
You
thing.
can't vote on your own thing.
So you might get 0.
That's BS. That's
See,
BS.
you know the good thing is about
Like Trump and
my-
Hillary are voting for themselves. Like, why can't I vote on my Twitter poll?
with my team poll. I'm like, oh crap, I can't vote. I still have 2 other Twitter accounts, my own personal one and then the one we have for Zolz's class. That's 2 votes right there.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can go on Zolz's
Okay.
account and use Zol's Twitter, and
Yeah.
unless you didn't create one of those either.
Yeah, and I can go on the TPS account and vote.
There you go.
And vote too. Yeah, and I
Oh,
won't
you
tell
didn't do it on TPS. You did it on your own personal one.
Yeah,
Oh, so yeah,
Because-
go on TPS and go on Zol's and
because
there's
we
2
have
votes
like
right
too
there.
many rando followers. Like I have more followers on this account.
I'm logging in under the TPS thing right now, going to your name and then logging in no, so you can't do it.
Damn it. Oh man. I hope it's Jose Bautista. the names that come out. Wait, let's think of some key suspects here. Is Stanton in play now for the PEDs?
I can see it.
I feel like he would have gone down already though if
I hope
if
he's not.
D Gordon.
I hope he is too. Another person on the scene, 1910.
Back to Jake Arrieta though for 1 second actually, like he's literally like a lumberjack like on a pitcher's mound that just bosses up everybody. Like he's so yoked. He's so jacked, it's literally insane. He's got amazing stuff too. Like his fastball is ridiculous. The slider that he throws is literally crazy. Like crazy. So the Cubs are good. I think they choked though in the playoffs.
I hope you're right.
I think they choked.
I don't think so.
Did you send me the vote?
I don't think it's going.
I'm not convinced with their pitching after Arrieta though.
I am. Hamill's got one of the lowest ERAs in the NL right now. John Lesser is good. They have the 1-2-3. We saw the Yankees do it in 2009 with CC, Burnett, and Pettit.
3 was a lot better than the Cubs though.
Those 3 are better than the Cubs pitching? You think CC, Burnett, and Pettit were better than
I think
Arrieta,
they had a
Lester,
better
and
year
Hamill?
than the 3. It's May. Was it May 3rd, May 4th?
It's May the 4th be with you today.
Yeah, may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th, you get it, Joe?
Yeah, I'm about to walk away.
Okay.
Anything else we have to cover today, Don?
No.
That's everything?
That pretty much does it. Unless you guys have any objections?
Nope.
Cardinal Jones went to the Bills. I think that's a sick pick.
That's so random.
I mean, that's
I think
something
the Bills
wanted
had a
to
good
say.
draft though, actually, by the way.
Cardinal Jones.
Bills
is
Mafia.
I know.
AFC champion.
I agree with you.
The Bills.
You talked
For
about
those of you that don't know, follow when it's football season, follow Big Cat for all Bills Mafia stuff. Like their tailgates and like what the stuff that happens in Buffalo is literally so heinous. Like those fans up there are crazy. They're crazy. Oh, Sexy Rexy coming in hot.
Jets took a quarterback, Christian Hackenberg, passed on Connor Cook. Bucks got the kicker in the second round.
That's great. All right, that's it. See you in 2017. All right, shut it down. See you, everybody. Thank you for listening. Follow us on. You shut me off.
I shut you
Still
off.
on Periscope.